let's be honest. The worst part of flying is not the legroom, it's the relentless buzzing noise. It drains your energy and completely ruins your conversations. But believe it or not, modern airplanes are whisper quiet compared to the past. If you rode a first-generation airliner, you would endure over 100 decibels of pure agony. Today, that number is down to about 75. That sounds like a small drop, but because decibels are logarithmic, the actual noise energy has shrunk by dozens of times. So how did we quiet down the skies? Wind noise was an easy fix. A little insulation in the walls did the trick. The real villain was the engine. Early passenger jets used military-style turbojets. The concept was simple: suck in air, run it through a compressor, burn it, and blast it out. But here was the critical problem. When that super-hot, supersonic exhaust smashed into the freezing, still air outside, it created a violent shearing effect. The resulting roar was terrifying. It literally made passengers' hearts race and their blood pressure spike. To the airlines back then, noise was just a minor inconvenience. Making money was the priority. However, those engines gulped fuel like crazy. Then, an economic crisis sparked a revolution. Engineers desperately needed to save fuel, so they invented the turbofan engine. They added a massive fan to the front and a bypass duct around the core. Now, a huge chunk of air bypassed the fiery center completely. This cooler, slower air acted like a thick acoustic blanket. It wrapped around the screaming hot exhaust and magically muffled the sound. Suddenly, flights got cheaper and much quieter. Modern marvels like the Boeing 787 have huge bypass ratios of over 10-to-1. But here comes the turning point. It still wasn't enough for discerning passengers. By the 1970s, flying became mainstream, and people wanted to sleep. Airlines realized a quiet cabin meant premium pricing. Just when engineers hit a wall, NASA stepped up in the 1990s. They invented the chevron nozzle, those jagged saw-tooth edges you see on the back of engines, like on the Boeing 787 or the 737 MAX. They smooth out the mixing of hot and cold air, killing the jet roar right at the source. But wait, the air was quiet, but the plane itself was still shaking. That deep, low-frequency hum vibrating through your seat. To beat this, engineers completely redesigned the airplane's skin, moving from rigid metal to advanced composites. They hid tiny shock absorbers inside the walls that turn the engine vibrations into harmless heat. Plus, thick layers of acoustic foam soak up whatever sound is left. So, where should you sit to escape the noise? If you are on a giant wide-body jet, book a seat in the very front so the engines are far behind you. However, you must avoid the wings, because you are right next to the engines. That is where the low-frequency rumble hits the hardest. The aviation world is still fighting this battle. Future blended-wing jets will hide the engines on their backs, and electric planes will swap screaming turbines for silent motors. But until those sci-fi planes arrive, pick a smart seat and never forget your noise-canceling headphones.